Hey, hi there, everybody. This is Ayesha at Young's Paper Creations, and you noticed the last video. If you watched it, that video I was showing you a little bit about how I go about selecting my papers, pulling them in order to make my journals. So, for example, I have one in front of you right now. Now, this particular journal, it was made with cardstock, and when I speak of cardstock, I am speaking about these. It could be any type of hard type of paper, but primarily when I speak of cardstock and you see covers such as this, I'm speaking about these 12 by 12 paper pads that could be gotten either from Michael's or one of the paper craft stores across Ontario, or perhaps maybe it's even from the States. I've gotten a number of paper pads from the US. So this is just an example of what I'm speaking to when I speak of cardstock. And maybe one day I will show you some of my paper stash. But I've got so many items because I need to keep, making sure that my journals are not just, you know, one style fit all. They're all unique unto themselves. My paper collections, my book selections in order to get these unique pages into the journals, yet still providing you with writing opportunities is vast. So we could do that another time. But today, what I want you to know is these journals take some time to put together, especially when I have to create the covers. Now it doesn't take that long, but I have to cut it and I have to sew it. I'm dropping stuff, guys. I have to sew it and whatnot, and then pull the covers, make sure that they're matching and all that stuff. But I want to mass produce some journals for some events coming up. And so what does that mean? Well, at one point I made some journals by utilizing some large paper bags combined with the pages on the inside. So right now what you're seeing, I've got the larger bag on the outside, another bag here. These are wallpaper sample sheets, and these are gems, my friends. These are gems. They're becoming a little bit harder to find because now they're going digital to show people, showcase rather than having the actual paper. But I've been very blessed with these. If you're looking for some wallpaper sheets and you're interested in crafting with paper, or you're looking to start, connect with me and we can talk pricing for that. So what we're going to do right now is add some of the blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to add some of the uh, blank pages, and then we're going to go into the book sheets, that some of what you saw me pulling. And it's basically a matter of deciding, okay, so what I should let you know is that off screen, I cut the papers down to the size. So whatever size you're out, it's like a book, right? Well, I wanted to show you, but I think you get the gist. So this lovely book is as big as it is here. But if you were to go on the inside, or even just here, look at here. Do you see the bottom right there? Do you see this blue part here? So every book, as you know, would have to have the sheets a little bit quarter of an inch inside, right? So that's basically what you do. You just leave about a quarter of an inch or so. And so I cut my papers down so that that is the case. And then I graduatedly I cut the paper, you know, a quarter inch less, a quarter inch less, and that will make it all line up beautifully inside of the journals. You cannot cut them all one size. I guess you know that, right? I'm speaking to the choir, am I? So I am trying to make sure that my papers stock up quite right. And sometimes it's just a matter of, you know, taking them out, putting them back in, making sure that you've got something, you know, that's beautiful to the eyes. Now, everyone creates their journals differently, and sometimes you yourself can create it differently to have a different look. I just showed you this one here. Now, when this is finished, it's got every opportunity to look just as beautiful as this one before you. But it is being made, instead of the decorated cardstock, it's being made with this brown paper outside. Now, when this is all finished, will it stay just like this? No. I could do a plethora of things, and I will. And I will come back and show you. But just so that you get an idea, because it's a brown, plain brown paper or covering, anything is possible. Anything. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So that's the beautiful thing about that. I had something else here that I wanted to show. I don't even have it. But any single thing that you want to do with a brown cover, you can, because it's the basic color. It's brown. You can decorate this any way you choose. So this is the one thing that I love about having this. Now, what you need to know is this is cardstock, so it is sturdy. It will go the distance. Of course, this is paper bag. It will not be as sturdy, but there's some tricks to the trade, such as I can take, you know, some cardstock or goodies and put into here that would carry some weight with this, and at the end of the day, it will have, you know, a lovely tie to it, and you just take care of it. That's all. You take care of it. And so we will continue on. Now we're going to add the pages, and I got a variety of pages to go in, and we're going to make sure as much as possible that they're not repeated, but there's a variety of pages that I can use to go into this. So let's get started. I might have to cut. Let's hope that everything is just right. So we're going to play around with, these are all pages that I pulled from books. And this is what I meant when I said, if you are open to experimenting, and I'm trying to see if I want to use this on the outside. If you're open to experimenting, and I think I like it here. If you're open to experimenting and want to go about creating your own journal or journals, even better, then I would love to be able to send you a package so that you will have the cover, you will have the papers that I would have pulled, you would have some embellishments to go with it. All you would need is to put it all together. So what I did there was just to cut down the paper a little bit more to have it fit beautifully. I have a guillotine type cutter. Don't get your fingers caught in these bad boys. I used to use the regular cutters, but I needed to keep getting blades every time. That adds up. So I said, So I no longer do that. Now I do have the other type of cutters, but that's only for when I have group functions and such, so that more than one individual can cut and such at the same time. if you are interested in having some girlfriends together and want to try your hands at this fantastic art form, let me know and we will connect with a date and all of that fun stuff. If you check my information below, go to trypaperplay.com. You will notice that I have all the information you'll need there. I bring all the supplies. You just have to bring the friends or be there by yourself. It doesn't matter. And we will have a grand old time. I bring an assistant with me. And, we're going to make sure that you guys have a fun time creating. We bring the supplies. You just bring the friends. If you're having a little gathering and you want to, trypaperplay.com, then we will be there. That's just an extra paper. I'm going to leave that one out. Now here, if you notice this strip here, this is called washi tape. And this paper is quite old. And so I don't want to take the chance of having it tear when I fold it, because that's how fragile it is. So I secured it by putting that down, and now it will stay. But if it tears off at some point, that's okay. It's paper. Get a glue, take off the piece that came off or that comes off, and decorate it with it someplace else, or throw it out. Once it's your journal, you can do whatever you choose. So yes, this is how I go about putting the journals together. I keep checking it, making sure that it's becoming prettier and prettier. Even the book pages with the decorative papers and book pages. Could you please tell me why it's difficult for me to speak right now? So I want to make sure that there's ample writing space. That's what I wanted to say. Ample writing space available for journaling, your thoughts, your to-do list, right? And I was just looking at this pretty page. I love the setup. It's so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. If you love paper and all things paper, then you probably have experienced, like myself, where sometimes you come across a beautiful piece of paper or something, and you just want to save that. You want to keep it to look at it a little bit longer. I do that. That happens with me a lot. Especially when I'm pulling papers and I see something that just captures my spirit. Sometimes I hang on to it just a little bit longer. So pretty. Love it. I pray, Father, that whoever gets this journal that I'm putting together, that they enjoy to the fullest. And if they're getting it for someone, that it goes a long way to blessing someone as they journal their thoughts, their goals. Maybe you want to track your eating, like what you're eating. I don't know. It's your journal. You'll be able to do whatever you want with it. So sometimes as you're putting the papers in, you're looking to put the papers, you realize, this is too long. There's no more spots that really blends this in quite right. So guess what? That's okay. You move along to another piece, to another sheet, and then you see how that one flows. That's it. That's what creating is all about. And when you're doing this type of crafting, not only is it therapeutic and all that other good stuff, but being able to receive, like to see the person's reaction when they're gifted the journals, priceless. Priceless. Like Joe said, priceless. Priceless. Ah, can you believe it, guys? I don't know if you've been watching, but I'm turning 50 in a few days, 50, in Jesus' name. I so look forward to that. I'm so grateful that God has seen it fit to give me so many years on this earth. What a mighty God we serve. My birth mom died before she, just shy of her 29th birthday. Can you believe it? So when I think of the goodness of God and how He's brought me so far, like the song says, thus far, I am just speechless, speechless, because I know I am blessed and highly favored. So I'm looking to wrap this up and put some pages into here. But listen, if you want more guidance and information, you can reach out to me, right? I don't have as many people connecting with me in messages. No need to be shy. Just message me. If you have a question, if you know, want to know more about this journey of paper crafting, please let me know, because it is my honor to share all things paper crafting. I had an extra piece of wallpaper sheets hanging around, and so I'm thinking, can I use that now or should I leave it? Let's leave it. What I do want to do though, I see that there's an opportunity for me to add some more blank sheets. So I have some of these papers that are great as fillers. They have little prompts. They might have been little prompts for people to write in certain diaries and such. Like this one says, if you could talk to Mother Nature, what would you say? Name something you wish a movie theater would do or sell to enhance the moviegoer's experience. Have you ever taken a walk on the wild side, and what was it like? So, a variety of blank papers that would be great to accompany what's already here, to provide you, whoever you are, whoever's watching, should you get this journal. If you're interested in one of my journals, again, go on to my Etsy, Junk Journals for You, my Etsy store. Now, if you don't see something there, because these ones wouldn't be there, just reach out to me. If I don't have, I can make one for you. I like to work with some ideas, but other than that, I'm fed better when I'm just left to do what I do. So it will be, something lovely, but I don't take a whole lot of details and such to custom made. When you do a lot of custom made stuff, depending on what it is, it stifles you. I want to be free in my creation, and I know you will like whatever it is that I create. I also at times love to make sure that I have more than one options for you to choose from, so it will never be just one option or nothing at all. So should you be interested in having one of these lovely journals that are, um, with the brown paper bags, I've left the mouth and the bottom both open for things to be plucked down into that. Now, I could stop this right now. I think it's good enough to stop. But, I mean, there's no reason why you can't add something else if you wanted to. And you could. So I just added an extra sheet there because every opportunity to write is a good opportunity. And so that's what I just did. This would be the lovely center. And let me show you. So right now, what's left to be done? Well, a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. A 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And let's do it. You want to do it? Birds do it. Bees do it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love with paper crafting, shall we? Now, all I need to do is to find my, and I had it. Yes, I did. I had my thread. Oh, Ayesha, what did you do with the needle and thread? What did you do with the needle and thread, Ayesha? Oh, man. Okay, so that's what happens. If you all could see my table, you will understand. Oh, there it is. Oops, there it is. Shakalaka, shakalaka. Ooh, there it is. I'm so tempted to add this one of these sheets into it. Do I absolutely need to? Probably not. I think it's ready and good to go. This doesn't look bad. Oh, I kind of like that. I don't know if you guys like it, but I kind of like it. This just seems like too much green just sitting there. This somehow softens it. I think I like it. I think so. Well, I think I've made my decision for good or bad. So, if you can see, I've left a piece out at the top there. There. And now, this is called an owl. Now, when you're creating your journals and you need to get the holes done, you could use whatever you have if you have something pointy. But these are called an owl. Don't ask. I didn't create the name. And they normally sell like 4 for, I don't know, 12 something, 9 something, depending on where you're getting them. And I like to do a few things. I try not to get too complicated, guys. Not too complicated. Try to make sure that it's even at the bottom. Line it up, making sure it's practically even. Center my page properly. What do I want to do? Do I want it flat in the middle or what? Because it's shorter, I need to make sure I capture enough of the top to secure that, and then I'll get the bottom part. And so first I'm going to go with the middle. Watch your fingers at the bottom. I've been known to poke myself a time or two. So as you can see, it's through the back. And then I take it up to the other end. And I want to secure that. Again, please watch your fingers. Don't blame me. And it's also a good idea to, as much as possible, to make sure that the holes are being centered and not all the way here. You'd have to get rid of that, obviously, right? So we don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go to the bottom, watching my fingers all the while. And here we are. So I'm keeping this one here. Actually, I'm going to put this one in here as well, just to secure that until my needle is in my hands. And so now I'm going to take that out in my hand. Going in from, well, listen, you can go in from the back inward or from inward out. It makes a difference because when I go in and out to the back to start, that means I'll be tying off at the front. If I did it the opposite way, I'd be tying it from the outside. All right, so let's go ahead and now that we went through from the inside, we need to go in from the back. Sometimes this could become a little bit tricky. So, because remember, you're going through some papers, trying to get to the inside, and like right now, it's acting up. Oh my! Sometimes it's bam bam, and other times there's a lot of fidgeting. So you want to be mindful all the while of your fingers. You want to be mindful of the papers and how it's lined up. If not, there are times when you have to start all over again, and that could be frustrating. So let's try and get through this, shall we? I normally do a much better job at keeping my papers in place, but I'm not doing that right now, am I? So let's hope. Oh, I was afraid of that. Look, my paper. Oh, I was so afraid of that. Ayesha. See, my center came out from this. Oh, Father, in Jesus' name. So that means we got to start all over again. My worst nightmare. So I want to find my center. I needed to have left enough tail so that I can have a lot of play time with the thread, and I did not do that. And so but remember, you've got your holes already, so it shouldn't be impossible. Oops, almost poked I poked myself a bit. It shouldn't be that impossible for you to get your thread back into the center, which I accomplished. I'm just gonna leave a lot of wiggle room in there so that I can complete this process. Oh, don't you love that? Like butter, it went through over there. So now I have to bring it through the other side. We're almost finished, guys. Bear with me. Some of you left, perhaps. If you want to leave, I get it. But this is just part of the charm of securing your cover. Now we're going to go inside. That's the last step. And then we're going to secure our signature. So this is a one signature journal. We made it through. Here we are. Make sure everything is lined up. Make sure the thread is secure at the back and not bulky and hanging. If not, you'll have to take the whole thing out all over again. Nobody wants that. Okay, so let me tie this off. and you put it where it's sitting like on a fence, right? Not side by side, because you want to have enough room to tie. And you're gonna do, I do a double, I knot it once, and then I do a bow, or you could do just 2 ties if you want, but I normally end it off with a bow. I don't know about you all, but the day went by so fast, guys, so fast. And I just looked at the time here. It's been half an hour. I spent half an hour showing you guys how to do this, and you guys didn't tell me. All right, all right. So this is what it looks like. I think this is gorgeous. That was a good thing. And here's the other paper bag. And here we are on the inside. Now, when it comes to the string in the middle, you can cut that down as much or as little. Sometimes I like it a little bit longer than other times. It's up to you. When you get it, cut it down more if you wish. It'll be yours. What I want to do now, though, is to put a little... It's not going to come undone, but the worry word in me just want to make sure that I put a tad bit of the glue onto the thread, so that bad boy ain't going nowhere, baby. So, listen, we just created this together. We just created this together. Now, what's left for something like this? Well, the decorating, of course. And I showed you earlier one that's practically finished. And that's this one here, right? This is another cardstock cover, decorated with the pockets there, extra writing materials in there. I put some fabrics on the edges. That's not compulsory, but it just kicks it up a notch. More pockets, envelope where you can put some stuff there. It's not overly embellished, but it's embellished enough that it just got a little bit more pretty. This opens up. Here's some nice little stick papers that you could use, right? So this one is one that's finished, and I showed you this one. Now this one still needs to, this I'm not gonna cover. Not every time do I put a pocket here, not when it's so gorgeous. This needs no introduction. You've got smile, you've got moments, you've got laughed at the end. What else do you need? Nothing. So for me, I would be more comfortable just starting in with a pocket right here. I could see myself having a pocket be placed there. Let me see what I have. So here I have one of my tall pockets. I could use that, but I've been liking this because this is a long envelope, and getting down into it probably will be a challenge. I don't want you to be challenged like that. No, you just need to have fun. So I'm going to fold it down like that, put some glue onto it, and bam, you've got a pocket. Do you want us to do that? You want to see how that's done? Not rocket science, my friends, and I love it. This is why I keep saying all you need to do is not drop your glue. Do not drop your glue. All you need to do is try paper play, and you will see that anyone can do this. So I'm gonna put that glue there, and this dries very fast, so I'm gonna put some glue at the side like so, bring it down over here like so. Don't put too much like I'm doing. A little goes a long way, but I never want to have something fall apart on anybody, so. And then you rest it here. Within maybe a minute or so, this is gonna dry, guys. Don't you worry about that. But for some extra security, I like to put a paper clip to hold it in place just a little. Anywhere that might want to act crazy. And then later on, I can go about putting some little fun stuff into the pockets. But for now, that's what we have. Well, I showed it to you in here, but whatever you do here, that's what you can do in of any of your journals. This one, I'm gonna be putting some stuff in here just to make it nice and sturdy. It's gonna come with some fun stuff. For example, when I look at this, today's prayer, and it's got blessed rather are those who hear the word of God and obey it. So this would be too long to go across. That I'm not feeling. I could put it in there and bless somebody, or I could put it in here, or when we have a pocket here, I could slip this into there. But for now, I'm going to put it in here because any goodies that we add here will give stability to the journal. I've also got the idea perhaps that I can go ahead and use this tall envelope here, but I'm not liking how the white is going with this. It's too white. So for that, I will have to think on that because I could do any number of things, including, oop, I just got a thought. Now, I might not use it, but I mean including something like this, where I can have a pocket at the side. It will give stability to the journal. I could do this as well, and then have the items into the pockets, like so. So we will see, but I have quite a bit of these to make. I'm going to be taking them with me to any upcoming event that we will be having. But if you are seeking one of these journals, connect with me. So this is one style, obviously. And then you've seen these styles. So let me know, and I will make sure that I secure a journal for you. You could find me at trypaperplay.com. You can find me at Junk Journals for you, and right here. So if you want to message me, all my information, my contact is there. And hey, get creative. Find out what it is that you like to do. I know that I know paper crafting, and so that is what I can share with you. I can share with you the wonderful world of paper and paper crafting. And I strongly believe that once you get started, it will be difficult for you to leave. And at the very least, you'll be able to say, A, I understand what it's all about, or B, I've tried it. But don't knock it till you try it. I've been doing this for years and blessing people. It's the bomb. All right? So, again, ciao. Take care. Bye. Blessings.